and also your side signal lights, because mine's actually going out. This one's right here. You can see there's filament in there. If you can't see it, there you go. See that little filament in there? I can shake it loose. Yeah, it probably either during installation kind of banged a little bit, or it just kind of worn out on its own. As well as the front headlights, you could tell because the high beam doesn't work. Here we go. I mean, the low beam doesn't work. See, the high beam will work, but the low beam, the regular driving light, doesn't work. We already changed these to LED right here. These take some kind of these are the ones that I use for those ones right there. Here's a part number for them if you ever need to know. I guess these part number indicates what kind of connection they use. The socket ones right here. And for the tail brake lights, they're two-phase, meaning you can see when there's two connector tips in me, that means they do a dual purpose. That means they can use it for driving as well as a brake light. So I'll go ahead and put that on there for example for you. You can see there, that's how it is when it's driving. Okay, so now you're gonna see it. You can see the LED are just reflecting one back here. And now I hit the brakes, hit the brake lever. You can see how much brighter it is. 1, 2, 3. See that? Much brighter, right, with the brake lights. I'm gonna push the brake lights again. Here we go, see? That's a brake light, so that serves a dual purpose. And these ones are pretty much just for signal lights, so they'll just come in the one, they call them one elements. So this is what we're gonna install them with. This brand right here. They come in a pack of 2. And we're gonna convert everything to LED, including the front headlight one. So let's go ahead and convert this one, see if we can get this one to work. Let's turn off, because our Charade battery doesn't have that much charge on it. We don't want to drain it out. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bulb out. You can see here, it's not that hard, and it doesn't seem like it wants to fit sometime, but it will. So we're going to go install them LED ones on it. You just rip the package open like some kind of instant noodle here. Okay, don't want to touch the LED still. Just try to keep your hands agree. And we're also going to apply some dielectric grease. So let's go and get that on there. Nope. Here, dielectric grease here. Okay, here we go. Now we get our bulbs ready. We're going to take this one out since we're not going to really worry about anymore. You definitely want to clean it up if you're just trying to clean the contacts. So we're just going to put dielectric grease in here. One on the side here. There's a side contact. You can see it right there. Again, you'll pop this out of your back housing of your scooter there. So it uses like a SM, I believe it's SMS or SMD, single element for this scooter anyway. This is a Zenon. Okay, we're going to apply some dielectric grease. You can see here, just a little dabble there. See that? Just a little dab on the side as well. Okay, our first one. I'm going to go and put that in there. It comes with like sort of a heat sink. You can see like a heat sink element to it. It comes with, I guess, both sides. So it looks pretty nice, a little durable. Okay, you want to wipe any of your oils off of it. So let's go and get a clean shop rag. And make sure it's clean. Nice. Like there's something in there. Doesn't look like an Allen screw or anything like that. Maybe you could take it apart too. Interesting. Or maybe that's how it's screwed on. Okay, so you find a little notch there. You see the notch? We got one here, one there. So you can match it up any way you want. It doesn't really go any direction as long as it gets in there, because you can see it's just one spiral. And then this one just contacts the side of it. And if you don't have good contact, make sure you push these outward. You can take a pair of pliers and lift them up a little bit more if you need to, if they don't make contact or they don't light. So these are pretty much bi-directional. They go anyway as long as it gets in there. And you can spin it. You can see here how the tabs don't really match up. See, they're offset a little bit. You can try to go this way if you want to. But as soon as you get in there, you can flex one side in. See that? Even though this didn't want to go into that little slide tab there, you can see here how offset it is. I was able to get in there. Once you get in there, you can still twist and lock it. There it goes, locked. So don't worry about those side tabs too much. And then we can do the same with this one. back here. So we're gonna get our dielectric grease. And it's SMD, the signal lights here for the rear, and they're gonna be the same. You can see here also for the front. If I take these off, let me go take it off now, you can see it. You can see that they're the same bulbs for the side blinkers here too. It's like an amber color. You can get clear, but make sure it lights up kind of an amber yellow for safety. So we're gonna go and do the other one as well. Take this one right here off. Yeah, these are still good. You might want to keep them as backup. So you go and wipe them down anyway, because you plan to keep them. I'll probably throw them back in the same package I got the LED ones in. Oh, literally throw them. Okay, so we got this here. So I'm just gonna put them back in the same package. Try to get my hands off the oil. Even though this one's broken, just wipe it down anyway. It's a good habit, taking care of your stuff. All right, let's pop them in there. And we'll put them in this same original box later. That way we know which one we replaced it from or replaced it to. Okay, so we got that there. Now our LED just took a fly here. I found it. All right, so we'll wipe it clean. All the scruffles and stuff like that. You can wipe the LED too, just kind of dabble. Yeah, don't rub it too much on the LED part because it might kind of break the contact. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some dielectric grease first. Okay, you see me putting in there, same dabble. Only two contacts, right in the center and one on the side of it. Okay, there we go, that's sticked in there. All right, so we got that in there. Okay, we're ready to push this in there now. I hold it on this heatsink area. I try not to touch the gloss or the LED part, even though it's not too bad to touch it, but still better than bulbs. You could touch it better than bulbs, but just want to see how that, I can't really get all in there, but you can make it in there. Okay, once it's in there, give it a twist. It might be a clockwise, there we go. Seems like a clockwise twist there for this one. And it's gonna be a little bit hard to get out, so you might have to almost force it out. But it's in there. Once it's in there, you're good. This one jiggles a little bit. This one doesn't have any kind of jiggle slacks. So that's okay. As long as it makes those two contacts. So it needs, maybe I could twist it the other way and get some more. Yep, that's it. All right, so it's in there. So we'll leave it alone, and then we'll do a jitter test too to make sure it doesn't lose contact. In fact, we could do it right now. Let's go and turn our ignition and see if it lights up. Here we go. We're gonna hit our signal lights. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Okay, we're gonna hit the right signal. Turn on the right signal ones. There we go, everything's working. And now let's do the jitter test. Wow, super bright. Super amber, I should say. Here we go. There we go, see, it's not going anywhere. I'm jittering it back in its housing. It's making those contacts, so we're good. So, there we go. And then to the left again, back to the right, back to the left. All right, it's good. Now let's do the same thing for here. Let's go ahead and get our dielectric grease. And again, we're gonna put the replacement back into the pack that we got it from, so we know which bag. These are the two original bulbs that we just replaced. So we'll pull and fold that in there, put back in the box that the LED one came out of. Nice. There you go, good for safekeeping. And also remember what we replaced. Again, these are SMD bulbs, LEDs, so there is a bulb version as well. But the base of it, SMD, I guess stands for the base of it. Again, it's a single one with mostly single wires. You only see two wires going to it. Just a ground and its power. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off as well. Let's get our cloth again. All right. Yeah, it's probably tomorrow or so we'll work on taking the shock down so we can bring the engine down to this level. And from there we tilt the nose down a little bit. This will be a little bit more accessible. We can start popping things off. It would definitely be a doozy if this bar was in the way, but I don't think so. Once we level the engine down, we could probably even bring it further down here if we need to tilt the nose really further down. and take the cylinder head off and really inspect it and see our timing. I think our timing might be thrown off due to the tensioner of the cam chain. Okay, so here we go now with this one. Same way, twist. I believe it might be a counterclockwise twist. Push down. Okay, you push down first and then you counterclockwise twist it. Okay, there we go. You can see here it has some dielectric grease from the previous. We'll just apply some more on there just to make sure it has enough. So we'll get our dielectric grease. Again, same way, same housing. Should be one on the side. There we go. Almost didn't see the side one there. Alright, just a little dabble there. No, okay. Again, dielectric grease is not just to make it, you know, fit in there. It's actually to keep moisture from the point of contact where you want to make sure you're sure that there's going to be no rust or moisture that's going to interfere with your bulbs. Alright, let's go and open a new pack. Here we go. Again, these are SMD signal bulbs. Okay, got this partially open already. Alright, take it out of the wrapper. Try and get into the point where I touch the heatsink only. Okay, just to make sure, we'll wipe it again. Wipe it dry from any debris. Once we fit it in there, it should be good. Okay, again, it's not going to line up with these two notches. These two notches are actually perfectly parallel, unlike our rear one. So this might actually go in a little bit more smoother, but we'll see. See, there it goes. See the notches? It lines up. So that's no problem there. There you go. Just fit right in. Yeah, so the housing doesn't line up and it's the same bolt. More than likely, you just have to force it in there. Make one notch work in there and then kind of wiggle the other one. These are plastics, though. They should open up for you. No problem. Okay, we'll get the other one as well. The other one's all the way back here. This is for the right turn signal. Okay, so counterclockwise to open it first. And then if you need to use a plier, you can. I'm going to try to see if I can do without it. Don't want to put too much pressure on the wire harness. You just want to grab it from its base, give it a wiggle. Should come off. Okay, so might need a little bit of plier just to get a little bit more finger muscle in there. So let me go get a plier. Yeah. There we go. Got a plier here to it. And we're just going to go ahead and pull this a little bit. Careful, don't want to take apart any wire. You just want to take it out straight, okay? Once you already twisted it, there you go. See how it comes out? That's it. And then this is the bulb. Want to change? Grab our clean towel here. So I can set this here, you can see it. There we go. Okay, here we go. Take our clean towel again, twist, wipe it clean. We're going to put it in the wrapper it came in. So just put it back in the wrapper. Put it in head bolt first or whichever convenient for you. Got the other one here too as well. Put that in there. So we got two in there now. And that should complete our signal light bolt removal. Now we're going to put the last one in there. First of all, we're going to put some dielectric grease on the contacts. Make sure it has good. There's one right there. You can see it. And then on the side one. Thing about dielectric grease, even though it actually maybe stick to two contacts together, it won't shorten it out still. It's good conductivity, but its purpose is mainly to protect and keep the electronics from having the moisture exposed by just open air, debris, or anything like that. It keeps them kind of nice sealed like silicone does for things that are kind of weatherproof. There we go. Again, this is perfectly straight, just the same as what this one is, see? So it's actually just going to slide in just easily. You can see there. So it's just going to pop in easily. All right. Now before we put it back in the housing, let's go and test out the signal lights. So we're going to turn our key. Actually, our key's been on. Kind of worries me now. Okay, here we go. Beautiful, isn't it? Bright amber yellow. You can see there. Look how bright that is. Both sides. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. To our right side. Oh, not yet. It was in neutral. Scared me. Alright, see that? Now it's working. Our side blinker lights. For both front and rear, of course. The rear one's still back there. And then our right one, go back it again. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice. That one's just nice and bright. Okay, now the main one that we're gonna need to do is a little bit more, just a little bit more extra finger maneuvering, but it's very simple still. We're gonna get the base one, the front headlight one's off. So that one comes off. There's gonna be 3 wires. It's going to be a 2 element, meaning it does low beam and high beam. The low beam is pretty much your driving running lights that always stays on when the scooter turned on. Okay, so let me go ahead and try to get my hand underneath there. There it go. Well, let me get to a resolution first. Sorry, kind of tricky. Here we go. You can see it's held on by its own harness. There's like a white housing. So and there's 3 wires, like I mentioned. It's going to be a 2 element, so it does both dual function. Most dual elements will have at least 3 wires going to it. Okay, so we're going to twist. You won't see my fingers on the other side, but I am poking it inside of it on the other side, grabbing it, and I'm going to twist counterclockwise. There's a notch there. There you go. Just comes right off. All right, so these are probably like your H4. And the base is like, I believe is like a B. If I can remember it, it's BA20D. It's a BA20D base type. And a lot of auto parts store won't actually carry it because they never seen a bulb this big. For one thing, is they're mostly not specialized in motorcycle light bulbs or scooter. Okay, so this one right here, we can keep this all wires attached to it. Now you see this one's coming loose a little bit. What you could do is try, I'm not sure you can see it. You can see how this 3rd ground wire here on the side, I label it left and right just for easier to remember. I mean, once it's facing back of us is pretty much left and right. But this one here is a side ground wire, and you can see how it's coming loose. You want to try to actually get it back in securely. So let's go ahead and see if we could do that. All right, let me go and get the bulbs for it first. That way you can see it out of the way. This is what the bulbs look like. It's a little bit bigger than your tail brake light, so don't get those confused. Again, this is your tail brake light. There we go. I think everything's pretty much changed over to LED. LED, one good thing about it uses lesser wattage than your regular bulbs. So that's what's great about it. It uses lesser wattage for one thing. There it is. It doesn't say anything about the base thing one, but it's pretty much, it's an H4, but the base again, you can see it's right here. It looks like that. See, dual elements will have 2 contacts, not just one single one, like our signal lights. Okay, so we're gonna go and rip this open. Going to get this out. Again, I try not to touch the LED or the bulb, even though they're not that sensitive compared to the regular bulbs. Okay, there it goes. Feels nice, heavy duty, good brand. There we go. I think the brand is called something like S&D. I'm not sure what that one is, but anyway, there it goes. So we're going to take out the old bulbs here. And we're going to make sure the contact actually gets fitted first. So we're going to take out the old bulbs. Even though the bulbs is broken on the regular low beam, we still want to be able to have it as a backup just in case for anything we need to test out. So keep the bulbs nice. You can see it's the same dual element, meaning it does for low and low. And I just want to show you can tell how it's broken because you can almost see the filament. See there? This is the filament here. See the first one, that one that with the little sort of like saran wrap looking, that's pretty much the filament for the high beam. You can see it's intact. And that's why it's still bright for the high beam. But for the regular driving light, low beam, you can see it's actually broken the wires. You can see there's no contact. Well, I'm sorry, my finger's in the way. But you can see it, there's no contact on that bulb at all. See that? It's broken. Those two right there are supposed to join. Those two towers. And they're supposed to look like a, you know, a little piece of, almost like the size of a really guitar string or something, very small. Not even a guitar string, very small wire that goes across those two towers there. So, and sometimes you can see the actual wire just inside the bulb still somewhere. But you can't hear it though because they're very light, so you can't tell by jittering it, these bulbs. So anyway, we're gonna put it back again into the container of our LED one to keep it so we know which one is that we took out. But before we go ahead and put the dielectric grease, let's go ahead and secure that a little bit better. That side clamp connection. So let me see if I can go ahead and bring it in a little closer for you while we're working on it. You might need some pliers maybe to help you. Okay, so for some reason it's not letting us take it all the way in, so maybe a little bit more plier muscle here. There we go. I think it might be the plastic that's not allowing us to. Be careful, this will actually push itself out, so you want to support it as much as you can. Oh, okay, I think it's just so long there, this won't even go all the way in. Or maybe I can't make it in. There we go. So I'll have to scoot it out a little bit, or maybe scoot it in a little bit. There we go. I think it's going in. But yeah, you definitely don't want it to come loose while you're kneading it. So that's why it's very important to go ahead and take care of it, all the loose connections right now. All right, there we go. It's good enough. We're gonna go and apply some of our dielectric grease again in the contacts. And then, you know, changing the bulb is the easy part and kind of fun too to actually see it light up. The hardest part is the engine work, which we'll get onto it. We're gonna have to drain out the oil and then open the cylinder head. We're gonna probably have to redo our gasket, just our probably our cylinder head gasket, not our base gasket. We might not have to touch our base if everything's going good. And then we'll use probably a chain breaker instead of having to crack the crankcase in halves, which creates a lot more work. We'll just you know, we'll do it the best we can, which is opening up the crankcase and breaking the chain. You can see there's whole 3 contacts, 1, 2, and then the third one. So left, right, high and low, really, not left and right, but I put that there for easy indication. And the bulbs actually only go a certain way, so this one's a little bit more in the area of being appropriate. You can see here there's notches here as well. There's a fat notch and then there's a skinny notch. You can see this is a fat notch, and watch the skinny notch. You see how skinnier it is? So again, the fat notch and then the skinny notch. It can only go a certain way, okay? So you can see here also in the housing, this is the fat notch right here. And then this is the skinny notch right there. So you could tell it's white on white, so that's why it's hard. But anyway, as you can tell, this is fatter than this one right here on the bottom. Okay, so you can fit it in first. So go ahead and level it where the fat notch is. And some scooters will have the housing where you can take it off like this, and some of them won't. You actually have to put it on the bulbs right into it with the housing already glued in. I kind of like it this way because I can actually see my housing, and then I can fit it in. Okay, so you can see here, see how it's aligned? I'm going to push it in now. So it has to go a little bit further in. And once you push it in, they'll give this a little back support, and they'll clamp this on a little bit more for you too. So you want to put the bulbs in first before you try to put the housing. You could put the housing and then put the bulbs after, or you could put the bulbs, well, I don't even know how you do that actually, because the bulbs need to be held. You can see here, I'm squeezing it in, it's going. See the little skinny is going into the housing, and then the fat one's going into its own housing, okay? So I'm gonna have to push on the top of this a little bit. Okay, you can see there's like almost like a spring. That spring is actually caused by this back end. You can see how it's actually, see the back part? is making contact on the dual element, but not all the way, because it allows you to twist a little bit more to make it perfect. So we're going to twist it counterclockwise after we push it in a little bit. So here we go. Try to hold it more securely, not here, because you don't want to give it too much pressure on the very top where it can actually snap off. So try to put your hands in the more near the base as possible, and then give it a good twist. There you go. See that? We twist it. You can see you don't have to twist a lot. If you look at how this is already built, it's lined up. See that? The contacts are already lined up. So once you see the contacts lined up like that, that means you're golden. And now you can also squeeze in a little bit more just to make sure. But yeah, you're there. And now before we even try and put it back in, because it'll be a little bit harder to take back off and on. So let's go and test it out. Let's turn our keys on. And let's go and see. Now this side might not light up, but the other side should. Okay, it's still not lighting up. All right, so let's go ahead and should be a running light. Shouldn't have to have anything. Okay, so that's a high beam. And our running light should come on if everything is there. Okay. Maybe it's not enough power for it to run on. But yeah, it should have just come on automatically unless, oh, let's see. Okay, so this one, yeah, it seems like it's not, I don't think we got the wires mixed up, because this is our high beam. Once you actually hit this level here, it's our high beam. See that right there? So when you push it, or maybe the engine needs to be run on. So let's see if the engine runs on. Turn it on. Okay, so how come it's not giving enough power to turn on our running lights? So, but if it has enough power to turn on our high beam, see that? That's our high beam. But our running light should come on. So we'll probably have to let them know that this bulb here is not coming on our regular running lights. So, cool. Okay. Well, that's it. That's wraps it up. So we definitely don't want to put this one back in, but if we were to go ahead and put it back in, I'll show you now. You would actually just pretty much take it around, back, and you want to flex this little piece here. Let me go underneath the better, easier. See there, it also will indicate if there's a top part of the rubber. So you can see lightly it says top. And then there's a bottom there. But it doesn't really matter too much, but mainly is we want to make sure this goes in. So you can see how I flex it in half, like a pancake folded, or a taco. And then I put it toward inside here. And then I make sure I put the LED in there. See that little slot there, how it fits into that little indent? It only can go one way indent. So when you get that in there, you can twist. Now you might have to twist the whole wiring harness with you, but that's okay. See that? And it should have been in there, right there. Then you can seal this back. And if this thing is still on the top somewhere, you can twist it around to the very top. But you can follow where the wiring is, because that's what mainly is important. So the wiring said this is the top, which it is, so we're good. There you go, it's sealed, very top. The top is reflecting upward again. So that's how you would change it. I think we just had a bad bulb, so we were trying to replace a regular driving bulb with another bad bulb. But let's see here. So I'll get the high beam on it. That's all we can tell right now. So the high beam works, but except for our driving light's not working. So either maybe the scooter has to kick on first, but we'll see. We'll figure it out, but we'll definitely let them know. All right, this is Michael at NCY Store. I hope you enjoyed this video, how to change your LED light bulbs, which shouldn't be that hard of a problem. Let's see how this one looks. Oh, let's go and put this one back in. Okay, so the other way back in, easy. Just go ahead and find a notch. There's a notch. And just go ahead and sort it back in. There we go. There we go. Just twist right there. There you go. This is really nice, really bright amber. So we still have the other one, and then we can go the other way here. Give us some light to work with. Same thing. try to twist it in a way where it will actually let's see if this one's better. See how we have that right here straight? We want to do the same thing to this one once we actually get it straight. There we go. This is it. You can almost feel it. There we go. Sometimes you have to push it in first and then go ahead and twist it. There we go. See how it's straight up and down, sort of? It's kind of nice that way. And then this one we'll connect it when we connect our tail housing. So that should be fine. Yeah, we'll let them know that the LED is not projecting the light that we expect it to. Only the high beam works, but not the low beam. Okay. It's Michael from NCY Store.